Oh hey Internet, welcome back to the Type QQ Gaming channel, and welcome back to Dungeon Fighter Online as we continue our quest with our new female priest character, currently level 9. I guess we're just gonna bum around with our inventory at the moment, but yeah, part 2 of this curiously undetermined length series. But yeah, we're just going through some of the more like the daily event stuff. Like I said in the previous video, some of these free-to-play games like to just kind of throw a bunch of freebies at you, just to kind of like make you happy and gooey on the inside. And you know, sometimes they're helpful, sometimes they're not helpful, but more often than not they're annoying. And a lot of times, at least for me, I just like to click through them just to get rid of them. However, you know, the special daily cross is certainly going to be the best item we find for a long time until the event ends, but we won't worry about that quite yet. Early in these levels, they don't really pose much of a difficulty. You know, at least I would hope, at least at my experience with this game. So, yeah. So, like I've said before, you know, I think early on until we get into some of the more, you know, maybe like level 40, 50, 60, maybe we'll worry about ourselves getting beat up. But here we are back in Silver Crown. Got a couple, I have useful information for you. Type Q, grow quickly, and you can advance at level 15. Some extra, looks like some extra missions, or quests rather. So at level 15, just 6 levels away, we'll be able to advance to our Inquisitor subclass. Hold on, I'll show you a book written about advancement. The more dangerous your expedition, the rarer your findings. The crystal forests of Abnova are abundant in rare materials, essences of spirit and devolved crystal fragments. Bring them to me and I can trade them for potions that are helpful for your journey. This guy's a needy guy. Let me show you a list of materials that I want in exchange for my potions. So first, we're going to talk to her, and she's going to give us a rundown of all the different advances. I found the book, I'll let you borrow it, gives you an idea. Can't wait to know what type of advancement you'll be interested in. And the first tab, it looks like it's Crusader, Inquisitor, Shaman, and Mistress. I think I went through this a little bit in the last video. But yes, Inquisitor is exactly where we're going to be. Focuses on strength and melee attacks. It also looks like favors heavy armor as well. So we're going to be quite the main stat strength, armor type heavy. So I think it's going to be a solid class for us. So I think that was the quest. Just talking to her about that real quick. And of course, like last time, I said I was going to kind of, you know, correct my ways of splurging on skills in other areas and kind of just focusing on the ones that are just in the Inquisitor's tree, I guess. Not a terribly a lot of them, but you know, like I've been saying, don't necessarily need to do a lot. You know, I think this game is pretty newbie friendly to start off with. You know, I don't think I've had any difficulty showing this to like new players and them pretty much figuring it out from the get-go. Not a lot of hand-holding needed in this game. I mean, at this point now, there's a lot of like extra fluff when it comes to the advance and free stuff. But you know, on the core, a lot of that stuff is temporary and kind of, you know, it will go away in a month or, you know, a few weeks. So you know, as long as you understand, you know, this is your quest tab. This is, you know, where you go to fight, you know, dungeons. That's it. This rare material is only found in dungeons. Alright. Easy enough. Now I want to use the materials I gave you to buy potions from me. Use the devolved crystal fragments to buy destruction crystals. So it's a good little tutorial mission where you can click onto them and not only just get quests, but you can also go to, you can buy things and do other things. Like this shop. And this guy sells certain items for different materials, just like you were saying. So bought the destruction crystal just like he wanted. This is it. If you find such a rare material in dungeons, bring them back to me. I'll trade them for potions. These are there are merchants like me in other areas that can trade materials for potions. Use them instead if they're near to you. Simple stuff. I'm gonna turn down the volume a little bit. I think it might be a little too loud. So if you're watching part 2 here, let me know. Shoot me a flare or shoot me some sort of notice that you're watching the video and you're liking the stuff. You know, the poll was kind of popular. However, I know I'm kind of maybe just shooting the gun or jumping the gun and being a little bit impatient, but part 1 seemed to kind of fall flat, so not sure what's happening. So, you know, let me know. Let me know, yes or no. Should I stay or should I go? I love that raid move where you leap up in the air and crash down. However, you know, when we have an action or a melee or an attack focused character, you know, where we put those stats on that on our keyboard is going to be sort of a important science to figure out. You know, not only are they mapped to certain buttons, but they also have a manual command as well. So we're going to have to look into that to see which... try and stop me and I'll freeze you. See which weapons we want kind of hard-keyed on the toolbar and which ones we're going to do kind of like do the commands as if, they were, a Street Fighter movie, like down, up, down, punch or something like that. Wait, this is my ice. It's clearing up the fog in my head. I can't believe almost froze all that whatever. Adventure, thank you for knocking some sense into me. I'll retrieve something. The pure energy originating from him has banished the darkness that encroached upon his mind. What a relief. Well, not completely, considering he brought Stera back to herself before it's too late, and Zaluth overcame his insanity with his own power. The other spirits are not so lucky. So far, everything we know tells us that the mastermind of this evil influence over the spirits mainly targets their leaders. That's the quickest way to affect them all, since the spirits are spiritually connected to each other. So you kind of like take the head off the snake, I guess, huh? Now that we know that the spirits of fire and ice have been victimized, it's time to check with the spirits of light and darkness. Adventurer, could you help me again? Of course, I want to see this through. I want the spirits to come. I don't want the spirits to come and attack your village. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. The sparkling forest east of the frozen Lution is Glass Fay, governed by Trillion Prism. Please check with the spirits of light in there. Alright, on to, so I guess we did fire, we did ice, now we're going to do light. And to be completely honest, we really shouldn't be selling stuff. We should be kind of grinding our extra gear into sort of component parts. We'll be doing that soon enough, but I suppose just for lazy's sake we've been selling them. I have a favor to ask you. Monsters are growing and more numerous in the forest and terrorizing unsuspecting travelers. Would you exterminate them? Would you mind just going out there and killing things? So another little side quest. But that, throughout our adventures and fights here, we're now up to level 10, so instead of continuing on, we're going to go back to town. you know, pick up the freebie event items and also put in our new stat points, or rather skill points. And maybe just double check to see if there's any side quests that we need to pick up before we head out. We still have 185. We have a ton of skill points. And that's kind of what they're doing now, is they're overloading us with skill points so we can try out every skill. And maybe a little bit from each class to kind of give us an idea of what we should, you know, what we would like to play as. I mean, we're not really going to leave ourselves much of a choice. You know, we're going to play the Inquisitor, so we're not going to really bother with going with too much extra stuff here and there, but, you know. Not all too shabby. We kind of spend all that right down through that column. With really just 50 points left. Now comes the important science of where to put where. And you can tell that the level is green because it seems it's something else within my inventory is also buffing that level. You can see some of the some of the skills are just plain black text. The green means it's been buffed by something, possibly the I would say the events cross that I have. It's probably boosting a lot of my beginner skills. Just like that. So some of these skills, especially when they're at maximum strength, or at least the maximum strength at this level, pretty devastating stuff. But we'll see, you know. We're going to be suited up in heavy armor pretty soon, or at least, in 5 more levels. So we'll see what what the speed and attack speed is going to be when we take our subclass. Hopefully we get some really fast special attacks, that sort of thing. Up to 11, won't take too long. Just like that, just a couple whacks of the old stick. And that bonus screen after you clear a level, there's those 2 rows. Welcome back. How are the spirits of Glass Fae? Oh, they're also infected? How could this happen? We better calm down the spirits of light as quickly as we can. Things must not get worse for their leader, Trillion Prism. Morgan, is the sedative ready? Almost, but the spirits have different characteristics depending on their properties. I have to adjust the formula accordingly. Adventurer, do me a favor. Please go to Glass Fae and collect some light grains. You can find them easily from the spirits of light. As I was saying, when you complete a level, you get those 2 rows of chests. One are freebies and one below. If you spend some gold, you can get an extra one, and sometimes there's good stuff in it. But, like, as I'm saying ad nauseum here, this lower level stuff, like, pretty meaningless. As you can tell, like, we're just going into a going into a dungeon and leveling up. So, not really worrying about, whether we get, an extra piece of, low level armor or weapon. It's pretty menial stuff. I mean, as weird as it sounds, we're going on, we're playing this, game for like maybe 45 minutes now. And I'm saying like, hey, like it hasn't really gotten serious yet. That's the style of the game. Getting you used to things, and sometimes it takes, a good amount of hours before you actually meet a challenge. There we have level 12. Back up to 150 skill points, which will wait us back in town after we're done just beating the living shit out of everything. Alright, smacked that poor boss in the head a few times and KO'd him. Even these grains show signs of contamination by the spirit's duress. I better finish formulating the remedy quickly. Thank you for waiting. I've completed the sedative for the spirits of light. It's not enough for all of them, but it can at least return their leader, Trillium Prism, back to his senses. Be careful. Trillium Prism won't surrender voluntarily. Good luck, and let me know his reactions after you use the sedative on him. I want to record it for my research journal. Alright, so it looks like we have to go back and kick his ass some more, sadly. Poor guy. He does he not have the right to just go insane and be weird if he wanted? So we're able to smash all those monsters for that mission there. And it's opening up our title book. The title books are kind of like special little missions or achievements, that sort of thing, that give us a bonus point. And it's a sort of title that kind of pops over our character that gives us extra fun little stats or bonuses. It's like another piece of inventory. Improve your reflexes and get another title. Succeed in 10 counterattacks in a dungeon before clearing it. And we'll do that accidentally, And I forgot to tell you how to use titles, didn't I? I didn't. Open your title book and you'll see a Monster Slayer title on the first page. Right-click it to equip it. Sorry to equip, so we're going to unquip it, equip it, and just equip it back. What's new is that damage, or that damage font book. You can kind of change what the numbers look like when you do damage. It's pretty neat. Good job, Type QQ. Titles advertise your achievements to others and improve your abilities at the same time. The more titles you have, the better. Actually, no, that's true. When you complete a whole page, you get like raw bonus points. I think all stats up +5, something like that. So she's not wrong, but not every achievement is all that useful. Alright, we're sitting just under level 13. I'm sure with one more mission, we'll be able to turn that in. I'm not so sure we even put our stat points in for level 12, but not important even still, There's level 13. At this level it's so easy, even Gamebound could play it. In fact, Jim has played DFO in the past with me. He had a Berserker. What was it? What was that class now? I'm completely blanking. It was sort of a melee swordsman class. But it was the Berserker subclass, I remember. However, I would have to regret to inform him that that character is long dead on the Nexon server. No one intrudes my territory of radiance and gets away with it. Onward! I better calm him down before I use the sedative on him. Or just use the sedative, that'll calm him down. It's kind of the whole objective of it, I suppose, right? And I would also argue that his land of radiance is just a sort of field. What are you feeding me? I will kill you if it kills me. Where am I? Oh, my head! What was I doing here? I was trying to save some small spirits from the black nightmare, and when something swooped down on me. There was a voice inside my head that kept telling me what to do. I tried to fight it, and I must have lost my mind in the process. Thank you for your help. Ugh. I hope the others are okay. So he experienced a headache. Has his mind cleared up? You provided me with the correct ingredients, so my sedative should have worked as intended, but it's interesting that he complained about a headache. Perhaps he recognizes his head as a separate entity from the rest of his body? I don't know. Who cares? If that's the case, I'd love to know his physical structure. This guy's a little creepy with his dissection stuff. Vitala is expecting you. We should see her. Now that Trillium Prism came back to his senses, he should be able to bring his subjects back to normal. This wouldn't be possible if it weren't for you, adventurer. Awesome. Give me some free stuff. Adventure, haven't you seen the other adventures in Glass Bay? While you were gone, 2 women entered the forest, insisting on an investigation on the Black Nightmare. If they're not in Glass Bay, then they could have gone astray and ended up in murky Glass Bay. I mean, that's not the easiest sentence to read, I'm afraid. Murky Glass Bay? That sounds like an ominous name. It used to be a beautiful place, stained with the color of sunset. Dark Lex, a spirit of darkness born from dark thoughts, has turned it into a cesspool of evil. Doesn't sound like that was much of a reach, really. Contrary to belief, not all spirits of darkness are evil, but Dark Lex's obsession with the power of evil is extreme, even by the standards of the darkest spirits of darkness. Of dankness. He's been on some quest to find dark powers. Maybe he knows about the situation. Then I should go find him. I'll also look for the 2 adventurers. Thank you. I'll ask you of some... ... as I walk away. And don't worry, I'll kill everything I find that stands in my way. And, for those who are curious of what all these little items are, for the most part, they're components to build other things. You're incredible. You deserve this Avid Adventure title. So we'll have to compare that to what we're wearing right now and see which one's better. All right. We're gonna do the Passionate Adventure because that one does a lot more raw strength stat, where Beast Slayer does like everything. We don't really need everything particularly. We just focus on our strength stat and just pound everything to a fine paste into the ground. Sitting right under level 14 too. So we're really coming real close to doing our advancement, I suppose, and taking on our first subclass. And then maybe after that, I think they were saying that evolves even further into like Hellkite or Hellcat. I don't know. I'll have to double check and look into it, but as long as we're in heavy armor and smashing things with big weapons, I think that's kind of what we're looking for. still selling things we really shouldn't be selling, but you know, I have characters with tons of components and stuff, so it's not terribly important. You know, you know, these first few levels, I'm not sure you can make a mistake, that sort of thing. And that character actually dead center in the stage, or in that screen just a moment ago, is actually the male mage. One of the classes I've spent most of the time with. However, the creator class is kind of picking up that sort of ranking as well. Level 14. Maybe level 15 by the time we finish this mission, who knows? And one other thing real quick before we finish this level I didn't bring up before is that you'll find that little sort of box above my mana with a picture of somebody in a, looks like a spell of some sort. That's actually like a sort of a helper button that it has its own cooldown, and if you press, I believe, tab or something like that, something nearby, I believe it is tab, one of the other characters will come out and perform that attack, and it's all sort of AI based, and it's kind of a cool special free attack. And that's my Plexia created character with her sort of like fire tornado, who came back alive from Murky Glass Bay that is overrun with hostile spirits of darkness. You're incredible. We didn't find the women of Murky Glass Bay. Don't worry too much. Maybe they left the place on their own. I'll keep looking for them. Could you go to Darlex, the ruler of Murky Glass Bay, in the meantime? He must be observing the situation, hiding somewhere further back from the last part you searched. I was wondering if that's the guy who's currently dead on the ground, but his name's Dark Rummer. And just like that, over 50% more, well, over 50% in our quest to turn level 15 for our advancement. But so, not this quest, but I would guess maybe one more, and that's all it'll take. Pretty, oh, so pretty. I love cubes because they're pretty. Alright, well, I'm glad I was able to skip through that before that got too stupid. And just like I suspected, like, it looks like some of our components are account bound and kind of cross through all our characters. So we're getting another title. And that one gives you max HP, MP, that stuff. Not necessarily anything we're worried about particularly, so we're going to just keep the title we have now. And this is the disassembler. Some characters that have acquired the job to do so can pop one up like that one that's in the middle of the screen there. But there's also one in town as well. And what that does is you can kind of grind your stuff into it for, you know, components. Some characters have a really great disassembler through leveling up their job. And you can get better components when you use them, but sometimes they charge a fee for it. So that's kind of how the economy works. Is that the game will offer you a low level, something for free, but then characters can pick up jobs, and that will open the opportunity for a higher quality, assistance, whether it's breaking down items or combining items or, what have you. We'll cross that bridge more when that comes up, but that's kind of just a quick explanation of that stuff. But, generally there's a free or a cheap version of all those jobs in each town, for the most part. So yeah, sitting right underneath level 15. I'm looking at these fairies, I'm just like, God fucking damn it. DFO fairies everywhere. You're impressive coming this far, but you won't get any further. Says Darlax there. Powerful darkness has risen from the deepest part of the ground and has been absorbed into me. My servants born from this new power will crush you. Go, my servants, show that fool the power of the deepest dankness. And I was like, God damn these fairies. I can't escape them. Oh, it's not even fighting Darlax, we're fighting this dork. How dare you dispatch my servants? I won't forgive you. This enema is going to kill me. You attacked me first. If you don't like that, that you're affected, do you know who's running the forest? But you're not going to win. Soon the mortals and the immortals of the entire world will demand your death. I don't know if this is normal for him or if he's affected. Maybe I should drag him to Fatala to check and be sure. What did you say, Fatala? You want to drag me to the... Okay? Okay, so he's being pretty intimidated by that. You're back. Did you meet Darlax? That means Darlax remains sane, but we won't know for sure unless we check with him again. But I don't think he'll want to talk to me again. Maybe I should try to talk to him. Take me to where he is, and I'll see if I can persuade him into talking. Oh, I'm not good at fighting, so I'll just follow you from a safe distance. Don't worry about me while you're fighting. Trust me, I won't. Alright, so I think being level 15, we could very well be looking at turning Inquisitor. But looks like as time was winding down in this video, we may leave you at a cliffhanger. Quickly gonna just grind this stuff here. Welcome, let me tell you about the advancement. Use their skills. However, I think they're going to get reset as soon as we finish our advancement test. Oh yeah, there's a test you didn't know. But that's going to be it for going to be a thing for next video. So that's going to be it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, do all that stuff, and we'll play some more Dungeon Fighter Online in the future.